My name is Abigail, and I live in London. I got married when I was just 21 years old. It was a love marriage. My husband's name was Walter. He was a calm and kind man, gentle in his words and actions. He never raised his voice and always seemed polite. But his mother, Mrs. Sophia Henderson, didn't like me from the very first day. She made it clear that I was not welcome in her home. I tried everything to win her heart. I was a simple girl who didn't expect much. I cleaned the house, cooked dinner, and respected everyone. Every morning, I greeted her with a smile and touched her feet as a sign of respect. I loved her like my own mother. But in return, I never received even a single smile. Her eyes stayed cold, and her words were always sharp. Though I had a soft and caring heart, her home felt like a place with no love. After 1 year of marriage, I got pregnant. My happiness knew no bounds. I began to imagine my future with my child. I dreamed of hearing his first words, holding his tiny fingers, and seeing his sweet smile. Every night, I placed my hand on my belly and spoke to my baby, whispering love and promises. But in the 7th month, something went terribly wrong. One morning, I felt a sudden sharp pain in my stomach. I cried out in fear and agony. My husband rushed me to the hospital. With trembling hands clutching my belly, I prayed to God, begging him to save my baby. After some time, the doctor came out with a serious face. He sat beside me and gently said, "I am very sorry. Your baby did not survive." In that moment, time stopped for me. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even cry. My baby, my world, was gone before I ever had the chance to hold him. From that day, I was no longer the same. My body grew weak, but my heart hurt far more. I stayed inside my room, silent and broken. I didn't eat, I didn't speak. I only cried quietly. Outside my door, I heard my mother-in-law's cruel words, "She's unlucky. She brought death into this house." Her voice cut into my soul. All I wanted was for someone to hold me, to tell me it wasn't my fault. But instead, I was met with hate. Walter, the man I once trusted, slowly grew distant. He stopped asking how I felt, stopped trying to ease my pain. One night, he looked at me coldly and said, "Maybe you're just not meant to be a mother." My heart shattered into pieces. Months passed. I visited doctors, swallowed countless medicines, and prayed every single night. But still, I couldn't conceive again. During dinner one evening, my mother-in-law shouted in front of the entire family, "She will never give us a child. She is useless." Humiliated, I ran to my room, locked the door, and cried until my body ached. I felt empty, invisible, no longer a real woman. And worst of all, no one cared, not even Walter. Then came the day that destroyed me completely. My mother-in-law lied to Walter, saying, "She's meeting someone else. That's why she doesn't want a baby." Walter believed her without hesitation. He looked at me with icy eyes and said, "I want to divorce Abigail. Leave this house tonight." I froze, unable to believe my ears. With trembling hands, I packed my belongings. My world collapsed as I walked out of that house alone, thrown away like I was nothing. I had nowhere to go. No family to turn to. No one to call. Eventually, I rented a tiny room on a quiet street, just to survive. I needed money for rent and food, so I started working in a small gift shop. One afternoon, a man came in looking for a birthday card. His name was Walker. He noticed my swollen eyes and asked softly, "Are you okay?" Tears came before words, and I shook my head. He didn't press me for answers. He just gave me a kind look and left. but the next day, he came again. And the day after that, too. Walker didn't demand explanations. He didn't judge me. He simply talked and listened. Sometimes we sat in silence, and even that silence felt comforting. For the first time in a long time, I felt seen. A year of friendship blossomed into something deeper. One evening, Walker held my hand and said, "I want to build a future with you. Will you marry me?" Through happy tears, I said yes. 2 months after our wedding, I felt a familiar change in my body. At the doctor's office, I cried again, but these were tears of joy. I was pregnant. This time, I wasn't alone. Walker stayed with me through every visit, every pain, every fear. And months later, I gave birth to a healthy baby boy. His first cry was the most beautiful sound I had ever heard. As the nurse placed him in my arms, I whispered, "You are my miracle." We named him Edward Walker. Years passed, and Edward grew into a kind, smart, and loving boy, just like his father. One day, his school called me for a meeting. Holding Edward's hand, I walked into the principal's office, and froze. Sitting behind the desk was Walter, my ex-husband. He looked at me, then at Edward, his eyes wide with shock and regret. Slowly, he stood and whispered, "Abigail?" I nodded. He looked at Edward again, his eyes filling with tears. "Is he your son?" he asked. I smiled and replied, "Yes, he is my son." Walter didn't speak further, but I could see the storm in his heart. Perhaps he remembered everything. Perhaps he finally understood what he had lost. But I was no longer that broken girl he had thrown away. I had rebuilt my life. Now, I live in Bristol, running a small center for women who feel as broken as I once did. Women who have lost children. Women who have been blamed, shamed, and cast aside. I sit with them, listen to their stories, hold their hands, and whisper the words I once needed to hear: "You are not broken. You are not unlucky. You are strong. God has a plan for you." Sometimes pain comes before joy. People once called me useless, but today I am a mother. I am a woman of strength. Thank you for watching this emotional love story on English Story Lab. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories. Tell us in the comments which country or place you are watching from. We'd love to know where our family of viewers is growing around the world.